Welcome back everyone to Welstopia, and I have completed a drop here that goes all the way down to 5, and at that point I have a hopper, and below that I have a chest, so I can use this for testing how effective this room is for spawning things. So therefore, what I'm going to be needing now is to get some water here to A, keep mobs from spawning around here, and B, to direct them into there. And while I have some torches here temporarily, those are going to very quickly wind up down in the hoppers below. And so I need to do that. And the other thing I'll be doing is to open up all these doors, get rid of these torches. And I also need to make this room slightly shorter. Right now I'm going to do half a block, see if that gives me what I want, whether I have to do it half a block or a full block shorter. That way I don't get Enderman here, because I don't want Enderman spawning in here and making it a bad day for me. I placed the slabs up on the top. Got rid of most of the torches. Now it's time for me to get all these trapdoors open for the mobs. Now fortunately, since there is not a spawner here, the darkness should not bring in any mobs until I am a reasonable distance away. So I should be able to do this without being molested. And it'd be nice if I could get these open without placing torches in them all. Alright, so now I get all these open. I can get rid of that now. Get rid of that one now. And now things are a little darker. Yes, there are some torches down below there. Give me a little bit of light, but okay, I think I got everything open there. So, this is going to be my mob spawning chamber. So, let me close that off. And now this is going to be where I'm going to be placing the water in order to... Is they're going to drop down there, then I'm going to have water then to push them down there. Now, I'm going to have the water take care of pushing the torches down, because the torches then are just going to go down there and head down into the bottom area. But since I've got a chest there, I'll be able to collect those. Alright, and place the final one there. Good. That's everything. Now let me close this off. There we go. Now I'm going to have to obviously now dig a stairway to get down to level 5 so that I could find the room where they're all dropping there. But first I'm going to spend a little bit of time waiting around here to see if anything actually does fall into there, because if nothing spawns, then doing the full-fledged decoration down on the bottom is not going to be very useful. I ran this for a bit, and the verdict was pretty much total failure. Alright, I got 2 pieces of zombie flesh. Whoopee. So, I also noticed that I had a few spiders in here, so I tried putting in some slabs here to keep spiders from doing it, and that time, instead of 2 pieces of zombie flesh, I got 2 pieces of gunpowder. Out of 20 minutes, I was expecting poor production, but that's ridiculous. What I did get, though, were mobs spawning outdoors all over the place, a lot more than I was expected. So, I've decided this from very, very basic design is a no-go. So what I'm going to have to do now is to do what I was dreading from the very beginning. The old build it high in the sky trick. Oh, this is going to be fun. But where am I going to put it? I am currently considering this location right here. This is next to my industrial area, so a big tall building shouldn't look too out of place. Well, except for, well, that's a tall building up there. This one's going to be much, much, much taller. I don't know if there's any way to make it look good. Now, if we were near the shore, I would be doing it as a lighthouse. A very big lighthouse. Now, unfortunately, along the river, a 128 block high lighthouse would be just completely out of place. A river will need a lighthouse that's suitable for boats on the river, and so would of course be shorter relative to one in the ocean. But I think that this would be a good place. It's an area I'm not currently doing much with anyway, even though I was considering it for my town seat here, but unfortunately I'm gonna probably have to grab it and use it for my spawner, because I think that will work without being too far out of reach, because that's one thing that's worrying me, is putting in a location that would be hard for me to get to, because if I put it way out where I'll never see it, I'll never even be able to get there, let's face it. So therefore, this will be my spot. I will build my, I guess, your answer to the Tower of Babel, and put my mob drop system up there. Now I just have to come up with a good design. Certainly, hopefully, one 100 times better than the one I did before. I have cut out the local trees, and I put 4 stone brick blocks there. Those represent the corners of it, and I'm going to have an interior dimension of 9 by 9, and I plan on having 3 spawning platforms, and then that's going to lead down into a water area, and the water area is going to transport them down into a killing area, and the killing area then is going to have something in which to collect everything, so that we can then get all our mobs, all our items together. Now, I have tested out the dropping part in a creative world to make sure that that all works up, and it looks like it, after I figured out 1 or 2 things, I was able to eventually get a pretty decent rate. So I think it is time to go with that design. Now, the biggest thing I'm going to have is my terrible fear of falling off of things. So I was thinking that when I place the blocks down, what if I place some slime blocks around the pillar that I'll be building? And that way, if I fall off, I have a decent chance of surviving said fall. I hope that's a decent idea. Now, I'm going to go out a little bit on this. I'm going to stand on that side there. So I think this is the place for me to place the blocks. I'm hoping if I miss it too far, I might fall into the water instead. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to fall on this side, so let me... Okay, good. That does handle that. Alright, so let me just have one on that side. And instead, we'll go on this side. And the idea there is to reduce the possibility that I will get killed if I fall, because I'm pretty sure at one point or another I'm just going to fall down and take a big tumble and try to do it on the side where I'm most likely to fall into the water. Now, that should take care of that. Now let's see if I can get these stone blocks here. Now the idea there is this is going to go up to 200, into block 200. This is going to be way up into the stratosphere. Now I'm not going to have any real way of getting down, so therefore I'm probably just going to jump off and hopefully land in either the water or on one of these slime blocks here. Ooh, this is going to be quite fun. Actually, the other thing I'm going to need to do is to put up some torches, because I have absolutely no doubt that mobs are going to spawn all over the place. Good thing that slime blocks, despite being transparent, are able to take torches. Alright. Okay, good. Now I'm going to have to at some point torch up this entire area, I guess. Light this thing up like a Christmas tree, which would be most appropriate since, well, this part of the recording is being done on Christmas Eve. I figure I'll be finishing up the episode on Christmas, so yeah. Lighting something up like a Christmas tree would be most appropriate. Now, of course, it's a little bit slow there, but it's better than dying. Yes. All right, so let us head up. Now, I don't think you want to see me block this up 200, so therefore, I shall be back. Here we are at altitude 200, and I must confess, it looks scary up here. Especially since it looks like it's past sunset and all. And yeah. And I had this little tiny green area down here that I gotta aim for. Well, do I really want to do such a jump at night? And because if I can't get back here, I'm in trouble. Well, here goes nothing. Whee! Whee! Yeah. Well, that was survivable. Well then, I just have to make sure I take my proper precautions whenever I do that. And hope I don't miss. Well, I've got 3 more pillars. And here we have our monstrosity. We have 4 pillars going all the way up. So those little hash marks you see, the first one is at level 100. That's where I plan to have the collection area and where the mobs will be dropping and we'll be collecting our resources. Up above that, way up there, is where the mobs will be falling to be moved to a central drop point, and then it's from the central drop point where they're actually going to be dropping. And the alternative is to have them drop directly all the way down and then collect them down here, and or use hopper rails or something like that, mine carts and all that stuff to do it. But I think I'm going to try to use water to get them to a central point, have them drop down here onto a hopper or something like that, and then collect the items from there. What you see above there, the next hash mark, that's going to be the top of the 3 spawning platforms. And then finally, all the way up there is the top, which is going to be the AFK location. And if I computed all these spots right, I should have, well, a decent number. Now, it's not going to have those super drop rates that you see advertised on some dropper systems. Every time I look at those, I say, it's a super easy 13,000 drops an hour. And I'm going like, is this what they call super easy? Boy, they really need to remember what the novice goes through sometimes. Now, the big thing is, how do I get up and down? First thing I considered is a ladder. Now, that is something to be considered, though when I built this ladder, I think I put it on the wrong side, which is another thing to worry about. But the idea here is this ladder thing can go all the way. Ladders like this, I don't know, they seem to be effective, but they still scare me anyway. But that's one thing to do. The other thing that worries me, of course, is, as I said before, I think I may have not quite put it in the optimal position. because I'll be going right by the spawning platform, and I go through here while the monster's spawning. It's not going to be very comfortable for me. Now, the second thing I considered was maybe putting up a stairwell going all the way around here. Now, of course, it'd be pretty boring going up all those stairs up there. It's going to be a long way in order to get it up there, loop them around some 150 levels of stairs, getting all the way up to the top. Ugh. That's scary trying to make it, because if I don't have full walls going all the way around here, that's not going to work very well. So that's the second thing I'm considering. I may still do that if my next scheme doesn't work out. And my next scheme then is to try a minecart elevator. And let's see. Oh, yes. Minecart elevators require you to first... Yeah, yeah, I even forgot how to do a minecart elevator system. Yes, the minecarts are well enough, but you need something to put it on temporarily before you get the minecart operational. I'll be back. I went back to a tutorial, one put out by someone called Champ1, and he had a rather common technique that I had seen before. I just completely had forgotten it. Except that he used ladders instead of signs, because what most people did was use signs, and then I saw them put a block in the rail, then the ladder, get rid of the block. It drops down on top of the sign. He used ladders instead, which I think is a little bit less resource intensive than going with the blocks. But what I need to do, though, is to recover all these ladders, because all my ladders went up to here. So I think I've got some chopping to do, and maybe I want to do this without falling off. Right. As this is going to be rather nervous work, I've placed a bit of slime around here as scaffolding, but obviously I want to go up by 3, so let's place a ladder here. Then, if I understand this right, we need a... Okay, I'll put the spruce plank here. And I keep on. The problem is with falling off of on the slime blocks is that you tend to bounce a bit. Alright, let's toss a rail onto here. Let's toss a minecart here. Let's put those to make sure that... Oh yeah, ha ha ha. Got that wrong already. Alright, let's get out my... Because I want to cut to this. Right. And that's what I wanted to do. Get that nice and comfortable. So that's 1, 2... Okay, so we have the ladder under there. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the place for the next ladder, right? Because you need 3 blocks in between it. 1. Oh, actually, it's hard to see where the minecart's at. All right, let's see. Okay, the minecart is right here. Okay, the minecart doesn't take a full block. Okay, good. So that's 1, 2. So that is too low. That's where I want the next ladder, because I want the ladder, because that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Then we have the next ladder above that. Okay, I want that there. Now I put my wood. Now we put the rail. Now we put the minecart. Now we chop this down. Good. And I get to do that several billion more times. Yay! Actually, before I go around that, going up there and getting all the way up to the top, I'll plant this there for now. Alright, now, before I go all the way up to the top, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay, good. And then Just do that in order to get up to here. Good. And then just go into the middle there and drop all the way down. And I got the slime down so that I don't know if you get killed by going through there, but I know that if you have the slime blocks there, you just bounce up and down and not worry about that. So I am going to get that built all the way up to there. And I think that would make a good episode. Let's see how high I can go. And I made it all the way up here. Now I just have to finish up with all my platforms. I need to get all of this connected and all the pieces down there connected. And then I could start on the meetup. So what I'll do is I'll leave you off here. And between episodes, I will build the various platform areas I need, and then we can get on to turning this into a mob spawner. And that's what we'll do in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.